So it's a little bit breezy today, but I thought I'd take you out here to Seaside Heights, New Jersey. And this is a cool area. This is along the Jersey Shore. And frankly, when people talk about going to the Jersey Shore, this is what I always think of. This is where, as a kid, we used to go all the time. It really is neat. It's got a cool history. If you think about the location of where the Jersey Shore is, right? Big business in New York and Philadelphia and all the historical stuff that obviously happened in the Philly area. There's a lot of really neat history, and some of the early settlers that formed sort of their social activities did it in this area. So there's a cool history here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take you here and show you the Seaside Beach Yacht Club, which was really cool. Founded in 1899. They built this clubhouse and renovated it again in 1906. I'll show you a little bit more about this and give you some facts about it. Pretty interesting stuff for sure. But you see in the distance there, that bridge, that is actually Highway 37 that runs sort of eastbound to Seaside Heights. So here's the yacht club that was founded in 1899. Like I said, they added on to this in 1906. Really kind of interesting. Right over here on the side is where I was just filming the intro to this sort of location. This is actually a small marina where they actually kept some of the boats for the yacht club. I'll talk a little bit more about the body of water right here behind us. As we look at the back of the yacht club, what a great place to sit and relax. If this is your club, right, just hanging out, sitting out there on a chair, having a cold drink, and looking out at the water. So I'm now standing on the back lower patio of the yacht club, and I'm actually aiming out westward. I know you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, Jersey's on the east coast, the ocean should be in the east. You're right, this is called Barnegat Bay, and we are just on the inside of the Barrier Island that forms Seaside Park, Seaside Heights, and whatnot. But you can see it, this is the very end of April, almost the first week of May, and just a couple more weeks, all of the boats will be in here, because the end of May is typically when boating season begins again here. These birds are everywhere here, and they make some amazing sounds. I've missed that. We don't have very many seagulls by us, shockingly, in the west coast of Florida. It's a big one. So I really do enjoy the history of learning places that I go or places that I've been. You know, so often we forget the history, or we never know the history of the areas that we go to every single day. So what's kind of cool is this yacht club, the first Commodore of this yacht club back in 1899 was a gentleman named John Weaver. John Weaver went on to become the mayor of Philadelphia. So kind of a neat story. And you think about, you know, travel back then, getting from Philadelphia to here, which is about an hour and 20 minutes by car, maybe an hour and 5 minutes, somewhere around there. Think of that in 1899. Not as simple, for sure. As I walk back up toward my car parked in the parking lot, you can kind of see just the size of this. It's not huge. I don't know. I'd guess maybe there's 35, 40 slips in here. But fairly long slips, you know, that's going to hold a 40-foot skinny boat. And there we go, the yacht club. We're going to check it out and find some other cool historic sites right here in Seaside Heights. This little area just a bit north of the marina itself, right on the edge of it, is really shallow. Like this area out here, I'm looking down right off the dock, and it's only about 2.5, 3 feet deep. What a cool place for kids to learn how to dinghy sail. You know, it's a little bit protected because it's blocked by the water, the breakwater here at the marina. Like, what a cool experience for them. Amazing history since 1899. Wow. This is also something that's very common. A lot of these buildings are done with cedar shakes that are not finished. They look really cool. What's wild here is I'm pulling out of the yacht club, and if you look down this street as I turn kind of southbound here, you can see it's only 3 to 4 blocks to the ocean side of this, so we'll check that out in a minute. We are now on the Islan Beach State Park, so we are driving south from Seaside Heights, and this will dead end all the way at the Barnegat Inlet, which is the main entrance from the Atlantic Ocean into Barnegat Bay on the south side of Seaside Heights. What's interesting is this is a fairly large state park. This thing goes for quite a way, so we'll stop and see a few sites in here, including the Coast Guard Station for this area. This was a U.S. Coast Guard Lifeboat Station along the Jersey coast. I'll show you what this building looks like today. This is an old Coast Guard station. This was built in 1849 and then abandoned in 1946. The reason why is this coastline was actually really treacherous. 158 ships hit the ground and sunk out here in the years leading up to 1846, over a 10-year period. So this ended up being a fairly dangerous coastline with the shifting sands of the Barrier Islands here. Kind of a neat history of this old Coast Guard station. I'm walking up a little trail toward the beach, but look at that. You see that? Those are all stickers. You would not want to go off this trail. That's brutal, man. Brutal. But it's kind of neat as you walk up this little path, you kind of see the side of the Coast Guard station again right here. Pretty cool for sure. It's a great view of it from the beach side. Check this out. You want to talk about shifting sands. This is a fence, and I'm on the walkway. That's crazy. You know, as kids, we didn't know any better. We would run and play in these dunes. Nowadays, they really want you to stay off the dunes because the plant life here is what protects and keeps the sand in place. If you want proof of that, just look at this here. It's a tree. That mound of sand is all being held just because that tree is protecting it from the wind. So those dune grasses really make a difference in saving the beach. So that Coast Guard station right back there had the view of what I'm about to turn around and show you. And these shifting sands here were really treacherous for ships. Between 1836 and 1946, the shifting sands off of this barrier island caused a lot of shipwrecks. You say a lot, you're like, okay, how many? Why did they need lifeboat saving services here? There were 158 shipwrecks in that 10-year period. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Now, it's a wonderful grounds for surf fishing and recreation. So south is where the Barnegat Inlet is, and the governor's mansion for New Jersey is down here along the coast as well. We'll drive down that way. I'm sure we won't be able to get close to it, but pretty cool either way. And then looking north along the coastline, you can see that fog rolling in, or the mist from all the waves breaking. Really cool. The memories on the Jersey Shore, that brings back a lot of childhood memories. Coming out to the beach, playing in the sand, digging up sand crabs, just all the things we would do when we'd come to the beach in the summers. Awesome. And we'll make our way through this dune path back to the other side of the Coast Guard station where you see the top observation deck there. So this is pretty cool. I mentioned the New Jersey governor's mansion is here along the beach, and there it is right there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool history. All right, we're going to continue south on State Park Road here. One of the things that surprised me were the signs in here that talked about the wildlife. And I was thinking, okay, sanctuary birds, waterfowl, etc. But nope, fox. Apparently they have a lot of fox in this particular park. And there's signs all around about not feeding the fox. They survive in these small little, I'll call them forests, though I might describe them more as woods, that are all along this coastline between the beach and the barrier road here. So this is again on the Barnegat Bay side. This is called Johnny Allen's Cove. It's kind of an interesting name, but that's what it's called. And what's interesting is it's right over here by this Sedge Island Marine Conservation boat ramp. It's for launching kayaks and whatnot. This is a private residence, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like as we go by it. But what's interesting is what an awesome little place to have a cabin. But it comes with its own problems. All of this seagrass that's washed up on the shore and probably dead crustaceans and fish. This place stinks to high heaven. But this little house is really cool. It's got kind of a brick and seawall around it to help protect it from waves and splashing. Flag's seen its better days for sure. I don't know if anybody's even at it, but it's cool looking. I'll show you as we go by. It's also not the easiest thing to get to. As I was driving down this little one-lane dirt road that goes from the main road to this area, I pulled in about halfway and I saw a truck coming at me. There was no room for two to pass, so I kind of backed all the way up, and when we got to the end, the guy was holding up one finger. So I rolled my window down. He's like, I have two more trucks coming out behind me. Just wait here for a moment. So I was glad he did. It made it a little easier to come in here and check it all out. So this little place is really cool. It's private property, so I want to be a little bit respectful as I go past it, but man, somebody has an awesome little place right here. Look at that. Just a little cabin right along the water. You can see the stone and brick wall they built around it to help protect everything. Very cool. Very cool. So this here is the end of the road going south for your average vehicle. But the sign right over here says that this is the Barnegat Beach buggy access. So you can actually take four-wheel drive trucks and beach buggies or sand dune sort of things all the way down to the Barnegat Inlet, which is where the Barnegat lighthouse is as well. You know, pretty cool. We have a guard bird here. No pedestrian access on the road. Use the footpath. And I suspect if I were to walk down there, the guard would fly down and flutter my head. This is cool. It's the Forked River Imperative Center. And it's kind of down here on the beach. It's a little bit of a museum behind me, and then this nature center as well. Forked River Coast Guard Station number 112. Pretty cool. A little bit more about the Barnegat Bay heritage, which is really interesting when you sort of read through it. I've enjoyed checking it all out for sure. I really got a kick out of this. Here's a sign, how to harvest water from a rain barrel. What a cool idea. There's a gutter right there, but when you go to the bottom of the gutter, it looks like they're harvesting water for a cat dish. What a cool set of scenes, like these big old boots here for mucking clams and whatnot. Seine net there, grabbing bait. Just a cool little area out here. All kinds of neat information. Place to use binoculars to see things out in the woods there. Just a play area for kids right here. What a cool idea. Just a bit of a nature trail. It leads on down along the water. I can hear the shore kind of in the distance. Little garden centers right here. This is really neat. Wow. Alright, I just noticed this as I walked up. This is cool. Can you see this? This is the jawbone from a baleen whale. Baleen whales eat almost 2,000 pounds of food every day. That is unreal. Look at the size of that thing. Just to put that in perspective, there's my hand. Hard to step this off. 3, 6, 9, 12. That's about 13 feet long right there. That's amazing. So there's a sign here that gave a little bit more detail on these. These are, I mentioned, a baleen whale. They're also known as fin whales. And this jawbone came from one that beached. It was 55 feet long. So there you go, 55 feet long, 13 feet of it was opening jaw. Isn't that wild? I guess they open this all up in the summertime, and there's a museum right in here. That would be a cool thing to come see. Might have to do that next time I'm here. Yeah. I've definitely enjoyed this trip through Seaside Heights and seeing some of the sights. You know, it's funny, we came to the beach here all the time. I didn't do stuff like this. I didn't look at these nature centers. I didn't go see the historic little cabins out in the nature area. Really, really a cool thing to do, the Coast Guard Station. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the oceanfront side of New Jersey and a little bit of where I grew up. Bye now. Safe and happy grilling? Wait a minute, I haven't grilled in a while. I've been up at my dad's house for about 6 weeks now and just haven't been doing my normal content. So I hope you're enjoying this sort of change in topics, but if you film what you have close by and you film what's interesting based on where you are. Bye, y'all.